FM News Talk 97.1 podcast.
We're joined right now by Josh Bernstein. Josh works as a spokesman in part for the Association of Mature American Citizens, but he's also got his own talk show and just a great opinion on a lot of these issues we talk about every day. Josh, how are you?
I'm great. Great to be with you.
Well, it's good to have you back again. I appreciate you giving us some time today. I get poor Huma's having a really bad day.
Yeah, I think that Huma has more to worry about than her better half's wiener. I think that she's got more to worry about with the State Department, the fact that she's accessed Hillary Clinton's emails without having the proper clearance to be able to do so. I think that, and I've said this many times, as the Clinton Foundation, if it ever is unraveled, it will take down not only the Obama administration, but possibly past presidents as well.
Wow. You know, I heard Jason Chaffetz earlier talking about the IT stuff that she had used, that the people, the IT workers that she called in to scrub her server didn't have any sort of security clearances. Let me go to cut number 23 real quick, Liz, because I want the audience to hear what Jason Chaffetz said about this.
But it's not just her attorneys. There are IT professionals that she engaged in Platte River Networks and some others who had no security clearance.
Yeah, it goes. It's a problem.
Oh,
It'd be a problem for you, and it would be a problem for me, but it's not a problem for her.
Well, it's not yet. I mean, obviously, assuming Donald Trump wins this whole thing and decides to has his Justice Department prosecute Hillary and anyone else, then, America will get justice. And if anyone wants to see that happen, that's another reason to vote for Donald Trump. Look, I think, as I've said before, it is the largest money laundering operation in U.S. history. There's no question about it. It's how they've operated for years. And I just think it's laughable now that they say that they're planning on shutting this thing down. Well, why did you not shut it down years ago when you were laundering money all across the entire world? So it's just another example of the corruption and the fact that Hillary Clinton is, never is going to tell the truth to the American people or anyone else for that matter.
I had a caller earlier suggest that the Wiener news breaking over the weekend had something to do with just trying to distract people from other stories about Huma Abedin that are going on right now, not the least of which, and I keep seeing repeated stories on this, is her family connections to some fairly radical groups.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, her mom is, the editor-in-chief of that, magazine that has, mentioned that, it was an inside job and the government was responsible for 9/11. And whether you believe that or not, it's just, the fact that she said that, not to mention the fact that she's been against women's rights and, the ability for them to vote, the ability for them to drive a car and not be covered up and everything else. And it's pretty scary when you think about how close Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin are. And we've all seen that Barack Obama's closest advisor is also an Iranian. So it's very interesting that these two people are so close to the levels and the channels of government. And people should be very worried about that because, again, the left media is trying to say, well, she really didn't do a lot of content work on that magazine. She was just an editor, but she didn't really do anything. I don't buy it. I think that it's just like anything else with the emails and everything else. The corruption is deep. It will be uncovered hopefully one day. And I think, like I said earlier, she has more to worry about than Anthony Weiner and, his escapades.
Yeah. Well, Hillary's problems are growing, I think, not going away regarding this pay-for-play deal. I heard a lot of people over the weekend it might have been Donna Brazile saying, prove it. Where's the evidence that anybody that she changed any decision because of this? And my point is, as was the interviewers, it's about access. I mean, it's illegal for a foreign company to donate, but they can donate to this foundation and still get access.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. and access they have. I mean, the Russians probably have access. The Chinese have access. We know WikiLeaks has access. And more of these leaks are going to continue to come out. She said, I think they mentioned that they were going to hold off on releasing some information from the Clinton Foundation until after the election. Well, it doesn't matter what they plan on doing, because more than likely, 99.9% sure that WikiLeaks has whatever it is that they don't want released anyway. So I think it's just going to get to that level. And, I'll say something else. It's very interesting that when they can't win the narrative, they can't win the argument, they have to move the goalpost and take the football and put it somewhere else. And now you see her talking about something made up called the alt media. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to say that this is the KKK and white supremacists and everything else. The alt media, if you want to call it that, is people like myself and Alex Jones and some of these others that are constitutional conservatives, libertarians, and we're the ones that have been fighting against our own party because our own party has turned into globalcrats in Washington. And so if you want to call us anything, you can call us constitutionalists and libertarians and that sort. We're certainly not radicals, and we believe in the rule of law, and we believe in the Constitution. I don't know why that all of a sudden in the year 2016 is deemed as radicalness.
Well, she needs something to distract.
Right.
Just like the claim that Trump was a bigot. When he fired back on her, just like when she suggested that he was a philanderer and he started hammering on Bill. He knows the tactics to get her to back off.
He does. And, it was laughable. I mean, I could barely, keep it in. I was laughing so hard that she's trying to say that he's somehow, in bed with the KKK and he didn't denounce David Duke and this and that. And I'm thinking, if the campaign was smart, which they seem to be, especially with some of the moves they've been making, they need to put out an ad immediately that shows Hillary Clinton hugging and kissing and, coddling and saying that this is my greatest role model with West Virginia Senator Robert Byrd, who, again, was a grand wizard of the KKK. So I think it's just laughable that her campaign would go that route, knowing that the recoil, if you will, the damage that will be done on the other side is going to be 100 times worse.
Yeah, Josh, it's a great point. I don't know why they won't do it. I've encouraged people. I heard Dinesh D'Souza say that he's releasing his movie Hillary's America on DVD before October, so a wider audience has a chance to see it prior to this election. It's an eye-opener.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. And, you just have to look at the history of the Democrat Party. And the fact is that the people that were against, that were for slavery, I should say, and were for the Jim Crow laws and were against the 1964 Voting Rights Act for blacks and deemed blacks to be 3/5 of a person, these were Democrats. These were Southern Democrats. And that is their history. And it amazes me that 95, 97% of African Americans blindly go out there and vote for Democrats, knowing that history.
As D'Souza said, they haven't changed their goals; they just changed their tactics. He makes a beautiful point of that in the documentary. Josh Bernstein, thank you for your time. Josh again represents the Association for Mature American Citizens, and he also has his own show, which you can go on and watch at joshbernsteinpoliticalwriter.com.
Yeah.
And watch it online.
Remember, folks, amac.us, the conservative alternative to AARP. Check us out on the web, amac.us. Tell them that you heard Josh Bernstein, their national spokesman, talking about them. We'll even give you a free membership just for checking us out, amac.us.
Outstanding. Josh, have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Get more at 971talk.com.